In recent developments surrounding the reinvestigation of Tupac Shakur's murder, new names and evidence are emerging. One of the names now being brought into the spotlight is Suge Knight. This has caught the attention of Eminem, who stated, "I'm holding Suge responsible for the deaths of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of the planet. If only the late great Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie Smalls, could talk, he would tell you himself. I'm holding Suge responsible for the death of Ya Rule or anyone else affiliated with Death Row." According to newly released police records, Detective Russell Poole believed Suge Knight orchestrated Tupac's murder to prevent him from leaving Death Row Records. To mislead investigators, Suge allegedly framed members of the Crips gang. This raises the question, who within the Crips might Suge be trying to pin the murder on? Filmmaker Mike Dorsey has claimed that Sean Diddy Combs is allegedly associated with the Crips. Supporting this theory, recent news reports that a former LAPD officer alleged Diddy paid $1 million to have Tupac killed. In response, Suge Knight is said to have retaliated by orchestrating Biggie Smalls' murder. Diddy is also implicated in the confession of Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, a former Compton Crip who was recently arrested after evading justice for over 20 years. During an interrogation, reportedly without knowing he was being recorded, Keefe D. allegedly confessed that Diddy played a leading role in orchestrating Tupac's killing.
All four of those occasions are San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
During Diddy's trial this week, he was questioned about his alleged involvement in Tupac's murder. One news report stated Diddy faces questions about his alleged role in Tupac's murder after being mentioned 77 times in a new legal filing. Keefe D., the confessed hitman, claimed the entire hit was carried out at Diddy's request. He added that the shooting happened so quickly because Tupac appeared to be reaching for a firearm when it all unfolded.
Said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
As it became clear that Tupac sensed something was about to happen, the courtroom grew emotional, realizing he may have known his fate that night. The moment quickly went viral online, prompting a reaction from 50 Cent, who shared,
When they leave me to talk, because I always say the wrong thing. I was like, last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. So that yeah! I gotta stop doing that. I've been talking to a therapist, trying to help me with I'm saying. I said crazy Oh wait, maybe I said it about Puffy because he got Tupac killed.
Eminem took aim at Diddy in his song Fuel, rapping, "I ain't trying to beef with him cause he might put a hit on me like Keefe D did him." The lyric implies Diddy ordered Tupac's murder using Keefe D and his gang. Over time, several people who have confronted Diddy about his possible role, including in a tense Breakfast Club interview where his awkward reaction only raised more suspicion that he knows more than he.
It was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago I'd have been like, yo, did you hide somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah. No, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
What's even more alarming is that investigators now believe Diddy didn't act alone, that Tupac's murder was part of a larger conspiracy within the rap industry involving not just Diddy but also Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg. According to a recent news report, new updates are emerging in Tupac's murder case. Rappers tied to Death Row Records, including Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight, and Diddy, are all expected to be arrested and questioned. Fans have started pointing fingers at Snoop Dogg, especially after new evidence surfaced. It all began with an interview where Snoop revealed he was originally supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac and Suge Knight. The night Tupac was fatally shot, a detail that has only fueled further.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
Snoop Dogg stated he was supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac and Suge Knight on the night of the shooting, but backed out due to last-minute changes. This was likely a result of a heated altercation between Snoop, Tupac, and Suge just 24 hours earlier.
Last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
With all of this unfolding within just 48 hours, even the police began to grow suspicious of Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight's potential involvement. Investigators noted that Snoop was deeply connected to the streets at the time, leading many to speculate that he may have received a tip-off about a planned hit on Tupac, prompting him to avoid getting in the car that night. Adding to the suspicion, federal agents uncovered an old interview where Snoop admitted that just 2 days before Tupac's death, he felt Tupac hated him.
I say a week before we was best of friends. 2 days before I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music with them. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like trying to me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with it. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
The physical evidence presented during Diddy's trial sent chills through the courtroom as it began to reveal the harsh truth. Keefe D testified that Tupac was killed at Diddy's request, offering a detailed account of the events leading up to the shooting. He stated that on September 7, 1996, while Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, they were being followed throughout the night. The two had attended a Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand, and after the match they crossed paths with their enemies, the very people who had been tailing
and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the thing was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Security eventually broke up the altercation between Tupac, Suge Knight, and their rivals, but the incident left Tupac and Suge needing to return to their hotel to change clothes. After changing, the two headed back out around 11 p.m., getting into a black BMW and driving down the Las Vegas Strip. As they stopped at a red light, the same group they had confronted earlier at the MGM Grand pulled up beside them, setting the stage for the tragic event that would follow.
About Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
The aftermath of the incident remained a mystery for nearly 2 decades as the police case went cold with no clear leads. That changed when a man named Keefe D began appearing in various online interviews, casually admitting to being involved in Tupac's murder. His public statements caught the attention of Las Vegas authorities, prompting them to assign a dedicated team of officers to monitor him closely. In one notable interview on DJ Vlad's show, Keefe D went as far as describing in detail how they located Tupac and carried out the shooting, effectively reignited.
Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. We was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
Keep in mind the case had been cold for 20 years, To prove his involvement, Keith D had to provide evidence, which he did by releasing a never-before-seen police interrogation video from the night of the murder.
You say Suge looks over, he sees you? He looks right at you?
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then, Tupac's busy getting evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the back seat or something.
Yeah, what do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window.